Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope all of you are doing good. Please let me know in the chat box if the screen is visible to all of you and the audio is clear. I hope the background music it's not too loud. Please let me know if it is. For those of you who are watching the live stream, please make sure to like the live stream, and who are just watching for the very first time, please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Uh, Also, if you are not following me over Twitter, I regularly share my updates, analysis, and few of the calls also over my Twitter account. You can simply just follow me over Twitter. And if you would like to have a little bit more organized feed, then you can simply just click the link in the description, or you can simply just go to my Twitter account and click this link in the pinned tweet, and you can join the Discord server. Once again, we have so many things going on in the Discord server. I regularly share my analysis, updates, calls, and everything in my Discord server. And we recently started with this $1,000 to $5,000 challenge. We are already 8%, 8.5% up on that challenge in almost like 1 week or so. So yeah, if you would like to be a part of this challenge, if you have a small portfolio, if you would like to grow it with proper entry, stop loss and everything, proper position sizing and everything, with proper risk management, and if you have no idea about how to do it, you can simply just join the Discord server. It is extremely easy, and you can simply just register with one of our partner exchanges, and you can be a part of this challenge. Okay. Once again, if you're watching the live stream, please make sure to like the live stream and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Your voice is so soothing to hear, and you explain very well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ajay. Thank you. Okay, so by the way, this is going to be a very interesting live stream because in this live stream I would be explaining things, uh, you know not just in regard to what's going to happen with Bitcoin, but also in regards to what exactly is going to happen with altcoins, right? We have not talked much about altcoins during our live streams. The only thing that we have usually looked at is Bitcoin dominance, right? We would be looking at few other indices also, and try to analyze what exactly could be happening with altcoins in the near future, because a lot many people who are invested into altcoins, they are already very much disappointed, right? They have started losing their hope. So let's see. We would be looking at few important indices and try to analyze what exactly could be happening with altcoins in next, like 2, 3, 4 months, right? I would be explaining to you in detail, how exactly the market cycle works, and then we would try to look at other indices, including Bitcoin dominance in total too, right? Okay, so first of all, for those of you who are not following me over Twitter and who are not in the Discord server, they would not know about this thing, but we have a Bitcoin short position open, right? Our first entry, it was, I guess, at 56,400. The second entry, it was maybe at 57,250, and the third entry, it was at 58,287. The first entry got filled, the second entry got filled. The third entry, unfortunately, we missed that entry. It was at 58,287. Price went up to, I guess, 58,150 or 58,200 on a few exchanges. But the third entry, it's still there. It is still at 58,287. The average entry, it's at 56,843. So if you would like to enter into a short position in Bitcoin, you can do so. Try to manage your risk, right? I would be explaining the complete reasoning why exactly I'm short in Bitcoin. And although this is a risky short position, but I would try to explain it to you. And by the way, I recently shared over my Twitter account and in my Discord server also a detailed BTC analysis, Bitcoin analysis. I would be explaining each and every aspect of that analysis in detail in this live stream. So first of all, once again, if you are not in this short position, you can simply just open at 56,843. Although price has been slightly stagnant around our entry point, but still I believe that this could be a very good short position. First of all, let me try to explain to you the logic behind taking this short position, right? The first reason is that I'm actually confident about this short position is because on the 4-hour time frame chart, you have quarterly VWAP. This is anchored quarterly VWAP. Price just hit into this anchored quarterly VWAP, and if you would zoom in a little bit, you would notice that we have a very beautiful candle around here, which is, which is sort of indicating a greater amount of selling pressure. But in any case, if you're not a fan of candlestick pattern, let's just forget about it. But we have a very strong resistance. We have strong horizontal resistance. Let me just open up a black chart for you guys to explain to you what exactly is happening. Okay, so you can clearly see that I have a blank chart open in front of me, and let's open up the daily time frame chart and remove all of these drawings. Now, if you are supposed to draw a resistance area around here, you can clearly notice that this is going to be the resistance area, right? You had price bouncing from this support, you had the second bounce happening, you had the third bounce happening, and this was a very small bounce indicating to you that sooner or later price is going to break below. Eventually it did happen. Price broke below this support level, turned it into a resistance, came back up, retested this level as a resistance, and then we had this down close candle, finally came back up, did not hold here. Then you had a few smaller reactions happening around here. Finally price just broke below. So first of all, on the daily time frame chart, this level 57,000, 58,000 is a strong resistance area. Price previously has reacted at this level, meaning that the reaction at this spot, reaction at this level, it's not something which is surprising. Price had to react at this level, broke below. This was a very important support level. We finally broke below, came back, retested. Now we are retesting this as a resistance area. So it was very much expected that price would be having a rejection around here. Now I cannot say for sure what exactly could be the extent of reaction. Would it go back down to 51,000, 52,000 as of now, right? As the live stream would progress further, you would notice that I have a strong conviction that eventually we would be going back down under $49,000, and I would explain the complete reasoning, complete logic behind that as well. So first of all, we have a short position open. You can enter into this short position at the current market price. Once again, the entry is at 56,840 or 843, right? So the first confluence for this short position is in terms of this strong horizontal resistance area present around 57,000, 58,000. Price has reacted at these levels. You can clearly see this thing. The second reason for taking this short position, if you would look at dynamic lines, if you would pay attention to these dynamic lines, and let me just remind you that all of these different confluences that I'm talking about, they are sort of secondary confluences. I would be talking about primary confluence, which is actually the market structure part, which most of you are always interested hearing about. I would be talking about that very shortly. But the second confluence for taking this short position was actually in terms of the quarterly VWAP. So quarterly VWAP on the 4-hour time frame chart, we had a perfect rejection of the quarterly VWAP. And this is actually a very interesting thing, that price on the USDT dominance chart, which is by the way negatively or inversely correlated with the Bitcoin chart, price had a bounce from quarterly VWAP. On the Bitcoin chart, we had a rejection of the quarterly VWAP. Similarly, on BTC USDT.3L chart, we had a bounce of the quarterly rejection of the quarterly VWAP, and similarly on BTC USDT.3S chart, we had a bounce of the quarterly VWAP. So in short, all of these 4 charts, they are perfectly aligned with each other. You can clearly see that it's not just about the Bitcoin chart. I would be talking about the rest of these charts later on, but you can clearly see that all of these charts, they are somewhat in perfect correlation with each other. But let's just stick to the Bitcoin chart, and you can notice that you are having a strong rejection at this 4-hour quarterly VWAP, at this strong 4-hour horizontal resistance. And by the way, this is not just a resistance area on 4-hour time frame chart, but on the daily time frame chart also. But you can clearly see that in the past also we reacted around here, and we had multiple bounces of this area, and finally we broke below, and now we are reacting sort of around here. And this bounce at 52k, 53k, this was also very much expected. The last time we did the live stream, it was back on I guess 3rd of September, and I was warning people over and over again. You can just go and watch all of these previous live streams of mine. You would find all of this information pretty interesting, by the way. Almost like 2-3 weeks ago, back on 27th of August, when I was doing the live stream, price was trading around 62,000, 61,000. I was warning people that although price is sitting on this trend line, please do not try to take a long trade. Although this is going to be the first retest of 62,000, this could be a good opportunity, but please do not try to take a long position, because this is a trend line information, and price could simply just break below and it could be a very impulsive break. The exactly same thing happened. During the last live stream, I was warning people that you have a very similar kind of trend line in formation around this area, and sooner or later price would break below, and that's exactly what happened. Price broke below $56,000 region. We had a change of character happening, and we went all the way down to 52,000. But the interesting part is that MTF 200 EMA. I have been talking about MTF 200 EMA over and over again. I don't know how many of you actually have access to it, but the script, it's being provided free by me. If you would like to have access to the MTF 200 EMA script, you can simply just join the Discord server and request the script from me. I would give it to you. You would go to your TradingView terminal, you would go to Pine Editor, you would copy and paste that script, and it would automatically be added to your chart. But it's a very interesting indicator that I have developed myself, and you can clearly see that the first bounce that happened back on 6th of July, the second bounce that happened back on 5th of August, the third bounce that happened back on 5th or 6th of September, right? The interesting part is that all of these bounces were happening at the 5th of each month. But anyways, all of these bounces were actually happening from MTF 200 EMA, and there has not been a single instance at which price was able to break below ever since price broke above $28,000 region back on 15th of October, right? 15th of October 2023 was when the real bull market actually started. And by the way, there are 50 plus people watching the live stream, but I would really appreciate if all of you are able to like the live stream. This would really motivate me to create more content for you guys. But anyways, so MTF 200 EMA, it's a very good indicator. I have developed it myself personally, and if you would like to have access to this script, you can simply just join the Discord server. The link you would find in the description, and I would give you access to it. So this previous bounce at 52k, 53k, this was once again not something that was surprising, because you have strong horizontal support present around here, and then you have MTF 200 EMA present around here, and then there were a few other confluences also. But people are saying that it's a very good thing that price is retesting this support at 49k, 52k, 53k. But let me tell you this thing, it's from my personal experience. I have a few set of established rules. And one of those rules says that if price is retesting a level over and over again, be it a support level or be it a resistance level, there are greater amount of chances that price would eventually break above that resistance level or break below that support level. So if somebody is telling you that it's a good thing that price is able to hold above 52k, 53k, then simply just show them the example of $2,800 support or $2,800 level for Ethereum. Price was bouncing off that level over and over again, and eventually what happened was, we had a very impulsive break from 2,800 all the way down to 2,100, 2,200. Similar is going to be the case with Sol. In my opinion, Sol is able to hold above $120 support, and it has been bouncing off that support quite a lot of times, and eventually, in my opinion, Sol, price on the Sol chart would eventually break below, and we are headed towards $80 region. Similar is the case with the Bitcoin chart also. There have been too many instances. Remember what was happening when price was bouncing off 56k, 57k. There was first bounce, second bounce, third bounce, and people were saying that this 56k, 57k support, there were people all over Twitter drawing their phenomenal box. People were calling that box as a big setup. People, I would not like to name anyone, but there were some ridiculous kind of analysis going on about the Bitcoin price chart, saying that the 56k support, it's unbreakable. But eventually what happened was we broke below 56k, we went all the way down to 52k, we went all the way down to 49k. So even if you would look at the intensity of these bounces, this was the first time that we bounced off 52k support area. Okay, this was your first bounce, and then the second bounce happened. Let me just try to move to the 4-hour. Okay, let's go back to daily time frame chart. Okay, so this was the first bounce that happened off 52k, 53k support, right? We bounced off 52k, we went all the way down to 69k, 70k. Okay, this was your first instance. Then at the second instance, once again, you bounced off 52k, 53k, although you had a wick down to 49k, but the price bounce was only up to $65,000 region. Now, in this case, in this fresh scenario, the price is once again bouncing off 52k, 53k, but it's very much likely that the bounce would end somewhere around 58k to 60,000, 61,000. I would be telling you why exactly is that. We would be attempting two short positions, by the way. The first one we are already in, if we happen to get stopped out on this short position, we would attempt another short position at $60,000 region, and with the stops placed above $65,000 region. I would once again explain to you why I would be, wanting to take that short position. And target once again is $43,000. So, you had the first bounce, you had the second bounce. In both the bounces, you can clearly see that the intensity of the bounce, it's decreasing, meaning that the buyers present or the buyers willing to buy at 52K, 53K support, they're simply just losing interest in this support level, in this level, and now the number of buyers or the intensity of buying pressure is simply just reducing. This was the first bounce, this was the second bounce, and if this third bounce happens to be the very same one in which the intensity is reduced one, and if price comes back to retest this support once again, I'm telling you it's very much likely that we would eventually break below and we are headed towards 45K, 43K region, right? So, this is about the support and resistance levels. Now, coming back to this short position, the first confluence was in terms of this strong horizontal resistance level, the second one being the quarterly VWAP present around here. Then you had this sell-off candle, which is actually a very good thing. Finally, just to have an added confirmation, what you can do is you can go to the 5-minute time frame chart. I'm usually looking at 5-minute time frame chart also for further confirmations. You had the break of structure around here, then you had change of character, then you had another change of character as soon last night when price broke below 56,600, and now the 5-minute structure, it's very much bearish, right? We have last support at 56,300, a smaller support at 56,300, and it's very likely that the moment we break below, we're headed towards 54.5K, 54K for short term, right? Because these are the levels that we are mainly concerned about. I'm not talking about the long-term levels. The long-term levels, I've already mentioned that 43K is going to be the TP for the short position that we would be attempting. But anybody who is taking a short position at 56,843, our TP is going to be somewhere around 55,600. That's where we would be taking a first TP, and second TP we would be taking around 54,500, and the next TPs we would be selecting later on. You can join the Discord server and ask me there. I would tell you, what targets are we going to have for this short position. But anyways, this looks like once again a good short position. Now finally, coming back to the structure part, what was the strongest possible confluence whenever we are trying to take these longer short positions? By the way, when price was bouncing off this 52K, 53K support, as soon as we went past 53K region, the 5-minute structure change happened, the 5-minute structure shift happened. On the basis of same 5-minute structure shift, I did take a very risky spot position back on, I guess, 6th or 7th of August around 54K, 53K, and we had the opportunity to ride it all the way up to 62K, 63K. We closed it somewhere around 62K, 63K. I had the opportunity to take another long position as the 5-minute structure shift happened. By the way, 5-minute structure shift, it's a very good indicator. I don't know how many of you are actually using it or paying attention to it, but it's not like you can use 5-minute structure shift somewhere in the middle of a trend. It's just an added confirmation. It's not the primary confluence, it's basically a secondary confluence. So whenever price hits into a support and resistance level, and if you're not really sure that if price is going to react at that level or not, what you can do is you can simply just move to the smaller time frame chart, 5-minute time frame chart, and let's suppose price is hitting into this resistance area and you are not really sure that if you should be taking a short position or not. You can move to the 5-minute time frame chart, wait for structure shift from being bullish, for market to turn from being bullish to being bearish, and then you can take a short trade. And the same thing happened. It's a good thing that the structure shift in the 5-minute time frame chart also happened, so you have a very nice confluence present around it. Now coming back to the structure shift or structure part in the higher time frame charts, because usually whenever we start with these live streams, structure is the first thing that we usually talk about, the market structure on the 4-hour time frame chart. And just to give you guys a little bit of background of all these things, I completely admit that 53K, 52K, it's a strong support, right? And the statement that price is going to break below 52K, 53K support and it's eventually headed towards 43K is not a very good statement. It's actually a faulty statement, because as long as price is holding above a support area, people may say that they have volume indicators, people may say that they have a few other confluences based upon which they can basically predict that if price is going to break below the support level or break above a resistance level. But in my opinion, there is no such confluence, there is no such indicator, there is no such edge that would tell you, or that should be able to precisely inform you if price is going to break below a support level or above a resistance level. Yes, we have a few indirect confluences, just like the one that I mentioned to you, that if price is hitting into a level over and over again and the retracements, they are getting smaller and smaller. For example, this was the first bounce, it was a huge one. Price bounced from 52k, went all the way up to 70k. This was a second bounce, price bounced from 49k, 50k, but only went up to 65k. This is happening to be the third bounce, and it's going to be very interesting where exactly this bounce ends, right? I was expecting it to go up to 60k. Once again, if we happen to lose this short position, we would try to attempt another short position at $60,000 region. That's going to be a very interesting one. I would explain to you why. This short position, it was not really a very interesting one, because it was based upon some weak swing highs. The short position that we would be attempting at $60,000 region, that in my opinion is going to be based upon major swing highs and major swing lows, and that's going to be a very interesting one. Based upon these indirect confluences, we can say that okay, it's very much likely that price would eventually break below this 53k support, but we do not have any direct confluence to say this thing. Now, coming back to the structure part, first of all, this market structure shift has already happened. The market structure shift happened back on 6th of September when price broke below $56,000 region. That was a major swing low. We had a wick below that level. We had to shift a major swing low somewhere around 55,935. Then we had another few wicks, and we had to shift a major swing low somewhere around 55,433. But eventually, price had a 4-hour break and closed below that level, and now the market structure shift has happened. Now, once again, I know that I have been telling you the same thing over and over again, during some of my previous live streams also. And by the way, once again, 50 plus people watching the live stream, but only 25 of you have liked the live stream. Please make sure to, it wouldn't really cost you anything. Please make sure to press the like button and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So, once again, giving you a quick background on this, I was doing a live stream, before this 49k dump happened. I was doing a live stream when price was trading somewhere around $62,000, $63,000 region, and at that time 52k, 62k, 63k, it was a very strong support, and market, it was being bullish, but the major swing low at that time, it was somewhere around $63,200 region. And I was telling people over the live stream that over the past 8 to 9 months, I have not even seen a single instance in which a change of character was not followed by a break of structure. I would, don't worry about, all these terms. I would explain one by one what exactly I mean by all of these terms. But yeah, the point is that during the past 8 to 9 months, I have not seen a single instance in which the change of character, it was not followed by a break of structure, right? And mind you, at that time, it was before 5th of August when this 49k dump happened, right? So price was trading somewhere around 64,000, 63,000. I was telling people that if price breaks and closes below $63,200 region, the 4-hour market structure, it would be shifted from being bullish to being bearish. But at the same time, we have a very strong support at 62k, 61k, and this would be the first retest of 61k, 62k support. So I was really confused at that time, thinking that, you have, if price breaks below 63,200, the market structure shift would happen, meaning that market trend, it would shift from being bullish to being bearish. But at the same time, you have a strong support, untested support, non-mitigated support at 61k, 62k. So I was really confused that price should be bouncing, in theory, since it's an untested support, this is going to be the first retest of this support. In theory, we should be bouncing from 61k, 62k, but at the same time, we have a very small bounce, we have a very small range, since as soon as price breaks below $63,200 region, the market structure shift would happen. But eventually, what happened was price broke below $63,200 region. The market structure shift happened. The trend changed from being bullish to being bearish. We did not react at 65. We did not react at 61,000, 62,000. We eventually went all the way down to $49,000 region. So, just to be very clear on this thing, I have seen multiple examples of, multiple instances in which market structure proved to be superior to the rest of the confluences. And in my opinion, whenever I'm rating all of these confluences, I would always keep support and resistance right there at the top. But I was surprised to see that market structure shift, and I have been surprised to see that there are a little bit too many instances on which market structure proved to be a superior confluence, even in comparison to support and resistance levels. So similar is the case around here as well. Although there are so many confluences present around 52k, 53k, there is a strong horizontal support, there is MTF 200 EMA. Like if you would draw fib levels from this swing low to this swing high, there is 70.5, 78.6 fib level present around here. And in my opinion, the reaction at all of these things. And finally, if you would draw the channel, let me show you the channel as well. If you would draw the bullish flag pattern or whatever you would like to call it, you can clearly see that the bounce happened from the bottom of this channel, which has been acting as a very strong support. But despite having so many confluences present around here, in my personal opinion, all of these confluences, they have already played out. The price bounce has already happened. It could be a bounce up to $60,000 region, but eventually price is going to, in my opinion, price is going to break below, below this level, below 56, 53,000, 52,000, and we will be headed towards $43,000 region, because there are so many confluences present around that level. There, keeping aside all the confluences, there is an extremely high volume node present around $43,000 region. I know that many people do not agree with this statement that we could go down to 43,000, but in my opinion, it's gonna happen sooner or later, right? It's only a matter of time. And this bounce right here, as soon as this bounce starts ending, as soon as the reversal starts happening, and we start moving back down to this 54k support, because the thing here is that every time we bounced from 52k, 53k, there have been like two, three instances we did not come back, right? On the daily time frame chart especially, we did not have any instance on which price on a daily time frame chart bounced from this 52k, 53k support and then once again came back to retest it. So if price bounces straight away from here without returning back, without coming back to this 53k, 52k support, then you could say that okay, this bounce is happening to be a strong one. But if once again another bounce happens, then you can clearly see that this was your first bounce, okay, this was your second bounce, and this could be your third bounce, meaning that with every bounce, the buyers are losing interest in this level, and the retracements, they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So eventually we could be headed back downwards to 43,000, 44,000 levels, right? Now, on the 4-hour time frame chart, the market structure shift has happened. Usually in these situations, what we do is that, we would select the major swing low. This is a major swing low, and this is a major swing high, right? All of us would agree over this thing. The change of character has happened. Price broke and closed below this level. This is a major swing low. Once again, this is a major swing high. All you have to do is just take out your fib tool. And by the way, if you have a good understanding, and even if you would watch some of my previous live streams, you can develop a good understanding of market structure and all those things. Just go and watch those live streams and develop a basic understanding of breakout structure, change of character, and some of the basic market structure elements, and then apply all of these things, all of these concepts to the price action for BTC for the past 8 to 9 months. And you can clearly see this thing. First, a change of character was always followed by a breakout structure. And when would a breakout structure happen? Only in this case, if price breaks below $52,000 region, which is the last low, only then a breakout structure would happen. And if a breakout structure does not happen, if price straight away breaks above $65,000 region, if breaks and closes above $65,000 region, then nothing is impossible when it comes to crypto. I'm not saying that a break and close above $65,000 region, it's an impossible thing, but I'm just trying to tell you that it's a very less likely situation that price would break above $65,000 region without breaking below 52k support. And if it comes back to 52k support back again, you could clearly see that the bounces, they are happening to be weak ones. But this is a major swing low. The reason I'm saying that it's very much unlikely, because study the price action for the past 8 to 9 months, and you can clearly see this thing that every change of character, it was always followed by at least one breakout structure. Usually it's followed by 2-3 breakout structures, but at least one breakout structure it always followed, right? In this case, this is a change of character, and breakout structure can only happen if price breaks and closes below 52k, $52,500 region to be very precise. So this is a major swing low. This is a major swing high. What we usually do in these circumstances is that we would take out our Fib tool, draw Fibonacci retracement from the start of the impulsive wave to the end of the impulsive wave, or from major swing high to major swing low, and you can start building a short position at 65% Fib level and place your stop loss above major swing high. So in this case, there is every possibility that price could be bouncing up to 65% or 70.5% Fib level, meaning that 60,000, 61,000, 62,000 even. I'm not ruling out the possibility of pump to all these levels, but eventually we should not, in theory, studying the price action for the past 8 to 9 months, you can completely argue on the fact that it's very much less likely that price would be breaking and closing above $65,000 region, because if such a situation happens, then this would be the first ever situation during the past 1 year or so that a change of character, it was not followed by a break of structure, and then there was another change of character back again, which is a very uncommon sort of thing. But anything once again could be happening. We should be prepared for it. So in this situation, let's be prepared for it. In my opinion, I have taken the short position. I'm not, there are so many confluences present around here. Like, I could completely argue, like the rest of the people, that 53k, it's a strong support. We have the channel low present around here, low boundary of the channel. We have MTF 200 EMA, one of the strongest possible indicators that I developed myself, right? Every time price came back to MTF 200 EMA, there was 20-30% bounce happening. But even in that situation, I am giving more importance to my understanding of market structure, right? The things that I'm completely ignoring the noise. I'm completely ignoring the bullish noise. People saying that we're headed to 70k, rate cuts are happening, as soon as the rate cuts happen. Yes, I completely agree that the rate cuts are happening on 17th of September. The rate cuts happen, you could have a relief rally up to maybe 65,000, 64,000, but eventually, in my opinion, we should be headed down below this low, and this change of character, it will be followed by a break of structure, and a break of structure can only happen if we break below and close below $52,000 region, right? This is my complete understanding about the about the chart for Bitcoin. But things do not, if you like to, if you would like to hear more about it, the confusing part, what you can do is you can simply just go and watch my previous live stream. But just to give you an idea, and before I move on towards the confusing part, let's quickly move on towards BTC USDT.3s charts and BTC USDT.3L chart. Once again, these are leverage tokens for Bitcoin. If you are confused looking at the Bitcoin chart, you can quickly move on to BTC USDT.3L, BTC USDT.3s, or USDT dominance chart, and they would be giving you the very same perspective. USDT dominance and BTC USDT.3s charts, they are negatively correlated with the Bitcoin chart, and BTC USDT.3L chart, it's positively correlated with the Bitcoin chart. Any form of analysis that you would do on these charts, on any of these charts, it would automatically be reflected back on the Bitcoin chart. Since BTC USDT.3L chart, it's positively correlated with the Bitcoin chart, meaning that if this one would go down, Bitcoin price on a Bitcoin chart, it would also go down. So without complicating any of these things, you can clearly see that we are sitting at this strong 1-day resistance area. Price is having a rejection at this resistance area, and then if you would look at some of these dynamic lines, you can clearly see that you have 4-hour quarterly VWAP present around here. So on the Bitcoin chart also, price is having rejection from 4-hour quarterly VWAP. But the good thing, a not so good thing is that price has been stagnant around this level. It's never really a good idea if price is stagnant around your entry points. If your entry points are correct, if your proposed levels are correct, then you should have an immediate reaction happening. You should have a wick-like reaction happening. But it's not a good thing, to be very honest. Its price has been stagnant around $56,800, $57,000 level. But we shall see. It's still a very risky position. If you would like to wait for a better short position, then you can simply just wait for $60,000 region. And I would explain to you why exactly I took the Bitcoin short position at 57,000, 58,000. All the other reasonings I have already explained, like in terms of dynamic lines, price hitting into this resistance area, like BTC USDT.3L chart. But one final reasoning was that, Fibonacci levels, Fibonacci is probably one of my most favorite confluence, right? When it comes to choosing these confluences, I would always rate, Fibonacci as one of my favorite confluence. But the only problem, I have stated this in some of my previous live streams also, that the only problem with Fib levels, is that you can never really be sure which swing point to select. In this case, the most obvious choice for swing point could be $65,000 region. But if you were to predict the smaller price movements, you could say that this is a swing high, this is a swing high, and this is a swing high. So let's just say that we are completely ignoring these smaller swing highs and we are only choosing, for example, if you would move to the daily time frame chart, you would notice that this one is the most noticeable one since it has a huge wick. So if you would consider this swing high, this swing low, then you would notice that price reaction is once again happening precisely at 65% fib level, meaning that if the rejection has to happen, if the reaction has to happen, it could be happening somewhere around here. But if we go past this level, then it would be very much clear that the next reaction, it would happen at $60,700 region or 60,500. Just to be on the safer side, you can place your first entry around here. But let's go back to BTC USDT.3L chart. You can clearly see that price is having a rejection at this resistance area. We cannot say a rejection, we can say that price has been stagnant around this resistance area, this daily resistance area. And then on the 4-hour time frame chart, we have quarterly VWAP present around here, meaning that there is a strong confluence that a rejection could be happening around here. Let's quickly go back to BTC USDT.3S chart, which is, by the way, a chart that's negatively correlated with the Bitcoin chart, meaning that if this one would go down, price on a Bitcoin chart, it would go up. And you can clearly see that this one went down yesterday, and that's how price on the Bitcoin chart, it went up, right? So once again, this one is sitting on a very strong support in terms of quarterly and yearly VWAP on the 4-hour time frame chart, and hardly you would see any instances. I have said this in previous live streams also. Once again, some of you have not liked the live stream, please make sure to press the like button. So I have said this in previous live streams also, that there are hardly any instances in which dynamic lines cross each other, especially the dynamic lines that I'm personally using, like quarterly VWAP, yearly VWAP, and MTF 200 EMA. But whenever they cross each other and price reacts back at those levels, they act as a very strong support and resistance area. So in this case, it is acting as a very strong support area, but still it's a sandwich situation. This is what I call a sandwich situation, meaning that you have a resistance right above you, and then you have a very strong support right below you, and price has been once again stagnant in between these two levels. So price is in a sandwich situation. We shall see what happens, if price on BTC USDT.3S chart breaks below this level, then we can clearly see that Bitcoin, price on a Bitcoin chart, it would be headed back towards $60,000 region. But if we break above this level, break above this resistance level, buyers happen to win in this situation, then we are clearly headed back at this resistance area, meaning that BTC is headed back down to $54,000 region. But we shall see what happens here. Price still is stagnant in between these two levels, right? So this is all about BTC USDT.3S chart and BTC USDT.3L chart. Finally, the price bounced yesterday. Let's completely forget about this 4-hour small 4-hour support present around here at the USDT dominance chart. The price bounce at the USDT dominance chart, once again, it was happening at the 4-hour quarterly VWAP. This is a chart which is negatively correlated with the Bitcoin chart, meaning that if this one would go down, then the price on a Bitcoin chart, it would go up. And that's how you can clearly see that the rejection on the Bitcoin chart at $58,000 region was just because, hear my words carefully, pay attention to my words carefully. Price on the Bitcoin chart had a rejection of 4-hour quarterly VWAP. Price on the USDT dominance chart bounced off 4-hour quarterly VWAP. Price on BTC USDT.3S chart bounced off quarterly and yearly VWAP. Price on BTC USDT.3L chart is having rejection at 4-hour quarterly VWAP. So all of these 4 charts, they are perfectly aligned with each other. So it's very much likely that, you could have a rejection on the Bitcoin chart. But in any case, we have to be careful because, these dynamic lines, we cannot solely rely on them. Price on especially USDT dominance chart, that's the most reliable chart, right? When it comes to Bitcoin, USDT dominance chart, that's the most reliable one. You can clearly see that price is sitting somewhere in the middle, and the next support area, it's down below at this level. And if price heads back to this level, every possibility that we can have a bounce on the Bitcoin chart up to $60,000 region. But the confusing part, let's talk about the confusing part real quick. And by the way, if you would like to know more about it in detail, you can go and watch my previous live stream. The confusing part right here is that the Bitcoin chart and USDT dominance chart, they are usually in perfect alignment with each other. They are usually in perfect sync with each other. But this is the first instance during the past 8 to 9 months that we are seeing that the USDT dominance on the Bitcoin chart on 5th of August, after the dump happened, on 7th or 8th of August, a change of character happened, meaning that the structure shifted from being bearish to being bullish back on 7th of August. But on the USDT dominance chart, what should have happened is that change of character towards bearish should have happened, because they are both negatively correlated with each other. But what did not happen was a change of character, only a wick below this level, and the change of character only happened back on 23rd of August. And once again, these two charts, they are perfectly always correlated with each other, perfectly in sync with each other, even to the 5-minute time frame chart. So on the 5-minute time frame chart, if the Bitcoin structure turns bearish, the USDT dominance structure immediately turns bullish. So it was a surprising instance for me that the change of character had not happened. The change of character happened, although, but only back on 23rd of August, right? So now the Bitcoin chart, it's bearish, and at the same time the USDT dominance chart, that also is bearish, which is a very surprising thing, that both of these charts now they are bearish. It would be very interesting. You could argue, the Bitcoin bulls could argue that the Bitcoin chart, it's very much likely to go above $65,000 region, because the USDT dominance chart, it's still bearish, right? It would remain bearish until and unless price breaks and closes above 6.74%. So, for the Bitcoin bulls, there is a moment of respite. This is a confluence which is definitely in their favor, that the USDT dominance chart, it's also bearish. So USDT dominance chart, if it's bearish, then this would mean that the Bitcoin chart, it would be bullish. But Bitcoin chart itself, it's not bullish, it's bearish. And that's the most confusing part for me as well. But we should, in such situations, what we should do is that we should simply just pay attention to the immediate structural elements, immediate structure parts, and what exactly are they telling us. So I would simply just rely on the Bitcoin chart, because USDT dominance chart, whatever you say about it, is still an indirect version of the Bitcoin chart. So I would pay attention to the Bitcoin chart, and I would still expect the price to go and break below $52,000 region, and that's when a break of structure would be happening. Okay, so that's it about the whole market update. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to let me know in the chat box. Finally, let's talk about the altcoin rally. So just few hours ago, I posted this update over my Twitter account also. I see a lot many people talking about the altcoin rally, but if you would look at the total 2 chart, you would notice that on the daily time frame chart, the total 2 chart, it now has given us a change of character, meaning that if you would look at total 2 chart, let's quickly do that. Okay, so if you would look at this chart on the daily time frame, you would notice that you have got a change of character, right? You had a change of character happening back on 4th of August. During the 5th of August dump, the change of character happened, meaning that the structure changed from being bullish to being bearish, meaning that once again, after a change of character, it's very much likely that a break of structure happens. And when would a change of character happen? A change of character would happen as soon as price would break below $721 billion region, this low right here. And it's very much likely that this could be happening, because even if you would draw fib levels, one confluence you have in terms of fib levels, if you would say that, okay, this is not really a downtrend, this is still an uptrend, there was no change of character, I'm completely blind, what you can do is that you can simply just take out your fib tool, try to draw from the start of impulsive wave to the end of the impulsive wave. And if the price reaction precisely is once again happening at 65% fib level, then this is telling you that your drawn fib levels, they are completely correct. And how have you drawn the fib levels? You have drawn your fib levels from the start of the impulsive wave to the end of the impulsive wave. And what is the impulsive wave? In this case, the impulsive wave is the bearish wave. So this is once again a clear argument in favor that the change of character has happened on the total 2 chart. It's very much likely that the altcoin, they are going to suffer a lot, because a change of character has happened. It's only the beginning for the altcoin charts, right? And the only moment of respite for these altcoins could be if price goes back down to somewhere around these levels. Like on the daily time frame chart, if you would look at high volume nodes, one is, I guess, present around this level, I'm not really sure. Yeah, if it goes back down to, the value goes back down to $570 billion. It's a very far-fetched idea. Once again, we cannot really be sure about that, but that's my take on the That's my take on the total 2 chart. But just talking about the immediate structure part, you can clearly notice that we are sitting at this strong resistance area. So if you have too many long positions open, as of now, please be very careful, because the price on a Bitcoin chart, it is at resistance. Price on the USDT dominance chart, it is at support. Price on BTC USDT.3s chart, it is stagnant. It's sitting somewhere in the middle of support and resistance. But BTC USDT.3L chart, it is also at resistance. And finally, you cannot take long positions blindly at this moment, because total 2 chart, which is representing the market cap of altcoins excluding BTC, it is once again sitting at this resistance area, and not just the horizontal resistance area, but also on the daily time frame chart, it's sitting at this MTF 200 EMA, meaning that a rejection could be happening around here, and the rejection would mean that the altcoins, they are going to suffer a lot. Okay, prices probably gonna go down below this low, which would mean that altcoins, they would be going down below their 5th of August lows, which was such a bigger low, right? Okay, let's quickly take a few questions and then we would end the live stream. Do you see BTC breaking at the moment, breaking all-time high? What do you mean by ATM? I guess you mean all-time high. Yes, that could perfectly happen. But I'm always saying this thing. I'm not an investor, I'm a trader, right? I'm less concerned about if Bitcoin is headed towards 150k, 200k, or $0.5 million. I'm more concerned about the immediate levels. So at this moment, I'm more concerned about 65k and 49k, because those are immediate level, and that's how you should really be proceeding. That's how you should really be seeing things. That's how you should really be, trying to comprehend all of these things. So in my opinion, the most important thing as of now is either we are headed towards 49k or not. Since the title of the stream also suggests that, is it going to be 43k or is it going to be 70k? I would place my bets on 43k, but we shall see what happens. Now, moment we start breaking below 49k, I can tell you this thing, that we would definitely be headed towards 43k. But the moment we break above 65k, since the change of character would happen, and I would have all the reasons to say that, okay, now we're headed towards 70k. So as of now, there are 80 to 90% chances based on market structure. The only 10% chances that are in the favor of bulls are because the USDT dominance chart is still bearish. I would place my bet on the move towards 43k. That's the whole conclusion about this live stream. Can we take a look at OD and key shorts? Thank you so much. Those short positions, they are still active. We are in the OD short position. We are in the key short positions. The first 2 limits have been triggered in OD short. The key USDT short, only first limit has been triggered. Prices somewhere around like 1%, 2% from entry. Those are swing short positions. So yeah, please try to be a little bit patient on those short positions. We have like 4 short positions open as of now. We have key, we have OD, and then we have BTC USDT, and then we have a challenge short position open on GTC, and that's Discord exclusive. So that's why I would not talk about it. I must have hit the like button 1,000 times. Yeah. Once again, for those of you who have not liked my live stream, please make sure to do that. Please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel also. If you're not following me over Twitter, I regularly post my analysis, updates, and calls over my Twitter account. So you can simply just go to Twitter and follow me. Sherlock Whale is my handle. And you can click the link in the description or click the link in the pinned tweet and join my Discord server, for more organized feed and to join the challenge and for more exciting updates and analysis and everything. And by the way, I have a mentorship course also. So if you would like to learn personally from me, I have 110 plus students already registered in that mentorship course. It's only starting from $250. We have an very extensive, course outline, from candlestick patterns to trend lines to chart patterns. Like, we have included almost 50 plus topics. It's a lifetime course, meaning that with only $250 you can be a part of that course. You can join that course, you can learn personally from me. We provide 4K recordings, we provide one-on-one live lectures every single week, we provide access to books, PDFs, indicators, scripts, and many other exciting stuff, and that too for lifetime at a fixed cost. Yeah, so it's a very good opportunity for all of you who would like to learn personally from me. You can join the Discord server, or you could simply just DM me over Twitter. I would try to respond to you. Or you could simply just join the Discord server, open a support ticket, and let the support staff know that you would like to be a part of mentorship server. How could affect BTC price? It should pump BTC even if it's weak. I'm not sure. Could you please just specify your question? What exactly is it about? You are the best man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Hassan. Thank you so much. Sherlock expose Rose. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm definitely gonna make a YouTube video on these, fake Twitter influencers like Rose, like, Dr. Prophet. I have finally named these people. So yeah, I'm definitely working behind the scenes on exposing some of these clowns who are making fool of their followers. So yeah, please make sure that, which person you are following over Twitter. If they are, please make sure that yeah, they're credible, right? Try to research about the credibility also, because yeah, Twitter, it's only the face for most of these premium groups. They would be showing an altogether different things. And in my live stream, the majority of the people who are watching the live stream are a part of the Discord server, so they can tell you what exactly is happening in the Discord server. But with most of these Twitter accounts, since they have a much bigger audience, so the things that are happening in their premium groups, it's simply just hidden from the rest of the people that are general public, right? So yeah, I'm definitely going to make an expose video on some of these Twitter accounts. I would not name all of them, but yeah, I'm definitely going to make few on them. They're planning for rate cuts. Yes, definitely. There is a very popular opinion, I would say less popular but uh, more popular among traders who have a very same thinking like me. uh, the opinion is that as soon as the news about rate cuts drops, you would have a pump, and then you would have institutional traders, then you would have institutions, or big money simply just taking profits. I have a very same opinion that as soon as the news about the rate cut starts dropping in, you would have a dump down to 43k, possibly you would have taken profits thing, right? Majority of the big players, they would be taking profits on their positions. You would have obviously an immediate pump, and then you would have an immediate pump maybe in few dump maybe a few hours later or maybe a few days later. But that exactly is my take on rate cuts. Theoretically speaking, rate cuts, they are bullish, but realistically speaking, they are not that bullish, right? They could be bullish in a longer run, considering that you could have a decent amount of capital inflow into the market. But in a shorter term, the rate cuts, they are not really bullish, or realistically speaking, they are not really bullish thing. Expose Romeo. Yeah, there are so many. I have. You guys can simply just DM me the list of all these fake traders. I would try to make an expose video on all of them. By the way, if you would like to be a part of challenge, or if you would like to join the premium group, you can even join it by simply just registering with one of our partner links and partner exchanges, Bybit or Blockfin. You can simply just register with any of these two exchanges, join with a referral link, deposit $100 or more, trade on those $100, and you can simply just join the Discord server. So the trial, it's always there, it's available for all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all. Yeah, the premium is amazing. Thank you so much, Titan. When is the ICT X Sherlock collab happening? That's never really gonna happen. The guy is, I'm trying to roast that guy on Twitter, and he is doing the same with me. So let's see what happens. He recently, just replied to one of my tweets. I guess it was somewhere around here. Yeah, that was the tweet. If I went, the guy just made a profitable, profitable trade, and he's literally been posting about it. So I just tweeted that. I understand you made a profitable trade after ages. Now you got to do some shit posting about it, but you better take a sleep. So he actually replied to it saying that I'm fishing for fellas like you to ruffle the feathers off. Okay, fair enough. Sherlock, sir, IK here. I have a request. Please make videos with face cam. Okay, that's a strange request. Okay, I would do that. I would make a video with face cam. I agree with the charts explanation totally, but there is an unpopular opinion that since majority is bearish, the market makers might want to leave most of us sidelined. I don't really see how majority is bullish. This claim that majority is bullish, I don't see how exactly is that true. From my perspective, from the angle that I'm seeing things, majority, it's actually being bullish at that moment. They are not bearish, right? Very few people actually are bearish about it. Recently we have seen a surge in the number of people talking about 43K, but at the very same time, since a lot many people who believed in this, if you're confused that what exactly majority is believing in, simply just start thinking that, how many people are actually stuck into their long positions, how many people are actually stuck into their spot bags, stuck with their spot bags. There are a little too many, because simply we were told that this is a bull run, this is going to be a different kind of bull run. We would have go all the way up as soon as the ETF gets approved, we would have a move all the way up to 100K, 150K, but none of that happened, right? We have been consolidating in the very same range. People are frustrated a lot. So the majority is definitely believing that, we would still go up to 70K, we would still break above 80K, 90K. But it could be just my personal perspective, my personal point of view. From the angle that I'm seeing things, I can see that the majority, they are actually bullish as of now, not bearish. He has calling me out for buying at 73K. Who are you talking about? Sherlock, perhaps I did not listen. I'm in Audi short, 1K to 5K challenge. Can I use swing limits to protect myself from CPI tomorrow? You don't think it's necessary? You recommend it? I don't think it's necessary as of now. It's a challenge trade, so yeah, we should be protected on it. It's merely like, our entry for the challenge trade, it's at 29.30 something. Price went down below those levels also, but I'm still going to play the full setup, because we are already 8.5% up on our challenge account, right? In just a week. I'm playing conventional on our challenge account, but I plan to complete the challenge as soon as possible. So let's see what happens. We have CPI tomorrow. I would try to have another live stream tomorrow. If you guys want me to do another live stream tomorrow, you can simply just vote for it. Quick unrelated question: what do you think about Caspa as they're launching? People, it's a good project. I have not personally researched into it, but one of our members, Super, his name is, he continuously researches into this project, and he is being bullish on this project. But I guess I have not researched into the project. I would be able to respond to it. I would not really be able to respond to it in a good enough manner. I would do it and then let you know. You can simply just post your request in the Discord server, or you could simply just post the question in reply to one of my tweets, and I would do the proper research for you. But I've never really personally looked into it. You see, guys, I'm not the guy who is looking much into fundamentals. I'm the guy who is a big believer of the fact that any information that you would need regarding any particular financial asset, it's always available right in front of you in the chart. So if Caspa is bullish or not, if the price if it's gonna go up or not, every information you could find on the price charts. Once again, very controversial statement, but I'm a big fan of this statement. Sherlock, what are your current thoughts about ETH? ETH is not looking very good as of now. Bitcoin had too many structure shifts on the 4-hour time frame chart: bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, during the past month or so. But same is not the case with ETH. ETH has been going in a downtrend, but I still see that the time for ETH would come. It's not happening anytime soon, to be very honest. We can go all the way down to maybe $1,800, $1,700. Remember this statement: $43,000 Bitcoin, $1,800, $1,700 Ethereum, and $80, $70 Solana. This could be once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm not ruling out the possibility of price dump all the way down to 30K, 33,000. That could also happen, especially considering the fact that $33,000 support, it's still an untested support. That still could be happening. But at the same time, this could be a very good opportunity for you guys to DC into your bags if you have already bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana. Will be a member of Foxian Premium soon. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Once again, one small request to all of you: if you have not liked the live stream, please make sure to do so. And please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as soon as the live stream ends, I would really appreciate if you guys are able to comment down below my videos as well, sharing your proper feedback about the videos. If anything that you would want me to improve in terms of analysis, videos, content, just please make sure to let me know. I'm regularly reading the comments. It's been only 2 months or so that we started this YouTube channel. We are already at 650 subscribers. So yeah, I would really appreciate if you guys are able to share the channel with your friends and people who are interested in crypto, to hear honest opinion about crypto and unbiased opinion about crypto. and I would really appreciate the feedback. Once again, thank you so much, and be a part of the Discord server. That's where you can find me all the time. That's where I'm online, almost 99.9% of the time. So yeah, if your questions get unanswered, sometimes over Twitter or sometimes in DMs, you can always join the Discord server, join the chat, because that's where I am all the time. Thank you so much once again for joining in. Take care. Have a great week ahead. I will try my best to do another live stream, especially for CPI tomorrow. Take care till then. Bye bye.